Hi, my loves. Today I'm going to be doing another general reading for y'all. The overall theme of this reading is you never changed, they just never saw you for who you really are. So if you were ever misunderstood by anyone in your life, stick around. This would be a reading for you. I'm going to be using my notes, my cards, and my intuition to guide me for this reading, as I do with all of my readings. Alright, if you are interested in understanding the psychological meaning behind a lot of human behavior, you all are free to check out my Instagram page for intentional living. I break down a lot of things there for you guys. You all know my background is in just understanding people and working with them at different temperaments. Check the description box. You're going to see more info on that, okay? So let's dive right into it. I'm going to be pulling from this stack today. Alright, so let's see what comes out for you. Okay, so the first message is underestimated. So I think maybe you, my viewer, at some point in your life would have been in situations where people greatly misunderstood you and underestimated your abilities. They underestimated your strategy. They underestimated your potential. Okay, I think maybe in your lifetime you came across people so far that would probably judge you based on how you look, or based on how you speak, or based on your social status. You know, in this day and age, I noticed that it's a trend where there's a lot of discrimination happening against people because of how they look. And it's so sad, guys. I would never forget the social experiment that was conducted. And in that social experiment, they placed two kids in a street, right? One was dressed like a rich girl. Both kids were like about 6 or 7. And the other kid was dressed in tattered clothes, very worn out clothes, very dirty, rags basically. And they wanted to see how much money both of the kids could get by begging people on the street, okay? And to their surprise, at the end of the entire social experiment, the kid that was well dressed and well put together in very fine, rich clothes actually was the one that got more money and collected more money from people by asking them, as compared to the girl or the kid that was dressed in rags. And I was actually surprised by that result for that particular social experiment. And that goes to show that even at a subconscious level, there are preconceived ideas that people have of you without actually knowing you. And that is just how fickle the society we live in is. That's how shallow the society we exist in actually is. And it's sad, but that is the reality we live in. So I think maybe for you, my viewer, maybe you experienced discrimination based on how you dress, or based on how you look, or based on some shallow, superficial thing. And I'm here to tell you that that doesn't define your value, and that does not define who you are at your core. Because even the poorest person on this planet still has value and worth, and value and worth varies, I think, from culture to culture. Because in some countries, if you're poor, you're worthless. In other countries, if you're poor, you would be celebrated, like in tribes, etc. So it's a cultural thing. I know there are tribes across the world, especially in Brazil, that they don't live the most wealthy life, but they channel most of their energies into spirituality, or they channel most of their energies into other aspects of survival, for example, hunting. So the head hunter of a tribe would be considered valuable, even though they may have a low social status, and that's just an example of a cultural difference, right? So I guess value of people, and this is the harsh reality we live in, value of people vary from culture to culture. And ooh, did you guys just see that? And it would vary from person to person depending on their social values, and I guess personal values as well. Okay, so I think maybe you had contact with people that underestimated you because of maybe their own personal values and because of their own narrow views, their own narrow hold on guys. Okay. The struggle is real. Yeah. Their narrow mindset around true value of people, you know. That's what I get intuitively. We'll dig a little deeper to see what else comes out. The right people hear you differently. Yeah. And I wanna remind you all of that, because you know sometimes I saw this BMW, actually a meme. It was a BMW parked up in a very old garage, a very musty old garage. But it was a very good BMW. It was in good shape, and it was I'm sure a proper functioning vehicle. But because of where it was located, the value wasn't seen. And I'm going to tie that into this reading and tell you that, hey, the right people for you would value you differently because they hear you differently and they understand you differently as compared to people who don't see your value. Now, and I really want to stress on this. Just because somebody does not see your value or worth, that does not mean that your value or worth decreases. And I repeat, just because somebody does not see your value or worth, it does not mean that your value or worth decreases. And oftentimes, you know, I see it so many times with my clients and just people in general, where you know maybe they were rejected by an individual, or they were rejected by a workplace, or they were rejected by a friend group, or whatever. Take your story how it resonates, and they take that personally, and they take that and they internalize that rejection as if it is reflective of their value as a person. And I'm here to remind you that, hey, your value is based on your spirit, your energy, the things that you cannot touch, the intangible things. That is where your value comes from. The intangible. Because let me put things into perspective for you guys, right? If you were to lose everything that you have today and you had to stand alone, what is going to matter? What is going to matter? Exactly. That's my point. What is going to matter is what you have on the inside. What is going to matter is your drive. What is going to matter is your mind, your mindset. What is going to matter is how you're going to get yourself out of that situation. If you lost everything, you're going to have to rely on your internal strength. You're going to have to rely on the intangible in order to make it in this life. And let me tell you all something, losing everything puts a lot into perspective for you. And sadly, some people have to be humbled by the universe like that. They have to lose everything in order to see what truly matters. And I'm channeling that message because, oh my goodness, I just realized I don't have my other device here. Hold on, let me put this video on pause. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that interruption. Yeah. So basically, the universe humbles you sometimes so that you would recognize what matters most. I've observed that objectively with people and experiences around me. I've observed that objectively with life, that sometimes you have to be knocked down a few notches in order to be reminded of what truly matters. And the right people would hear you and see you differently. The right people are going to value you for what your internal has, not what you could bring to the table, not what you could provide them materially. Because I always tell people, you could lose everything like this. God forbid you could end up in a car accident, paralyzed from the waist down. God forbid you could, have some sort of terrible life circumstance happen to you, and you can lose everything. That's when you would know what really matters the most. And people that value you, those confirmation, people that value you are the people you need to keep around. Don't waste your time keeping people around that do not see your value. Don't waste your time entertaining people that do not see your value. Don't waste your time investing in people that don't see your value. Okay? That's a them problem. That's a them problem. Alright, let's see. Kicked while on floor. So maybe you had to deal with circumstances in your life where while you were down and out, there were people that laughed at you. While you were down and out of, experiencing a very difficult situation, maybe the loss of a loved one, maybe the loss of a friend, maybe the loss of a job, maybe the loss of a marriage. I don't know. Whatever situation or circumstance you would have endured, my viewer, you experience this. There were others that kicked you while you were on the floor. Confirmation, right? And even though that experience would have probably hurt you emotionally, it would have probably hurt you mentally, you did not allow it to keep you on the floor. And I think whatever experience you endured, it really put a lot of things into perspective for you. It showed you who really cared. Confirmation. It showed you who really cared, and it showed you who did not. It showed you who had compassion, whatever circumstance in your life that made you feel like you were down and out. It really showed you who had your back and who didn't. And I always tell others that there's a silver lining in everything, in every circumstance. So maybe the silver lining for you was perspective and deeper insight. Okay? Perspective and deeper insight. So let's go a little further. What is this? The value and discard. So, okay, I'm gonna put this here because it will make sense if I put it right after that message. So I'm getting that if you had this experience of people kicking you while you were on the floor or while you were down and out, these were very selfish people, very narcissistic people. Narcissists are people that would use you up and then discard you. They would use you up and they would go tell people a bunch of shit about you. They would use you up and go spread rumors about you. They would use you up and tarnish your reputation after you would have done a bunch of good things for them. So maybe the people that you supported when you were up, when you were down and out, they showed you that they weren't willing to be there for you. Okay? And these were the people that were probably a bit selfish or narcissistic in nature. Okay? And these individuals, whoever they are in your life, you would know your story better than I do. They really devalued you. Or tried to, I should say. They tried to devalue you. But remember, in the earlier message I channeled, your value does not decrease based on someone's inability to see it. Okay? So, maybe you had a lot of ego-driven people that were just operating from a place of, well, I have authority, so I'm going to abuse it. Maybe you had people like that to deal with. Maybe you had that to deal with. And now, as you journey through life, my viewer, you are remembering slowly your value. Maybe after you look at my video, you're gonna be like, maybe I was right about that person. Maybe I was right about that situation. Yeah, because sometimes all you need is a message, just to put you back on the right track, or to, influence you in a positive manner for you to see things from a different perspective. Yeah, and I think as we journey through life, it's important to categorize and objectively observe what we're experiencing. So when I say categorize, I mean understand what is a you problem and understand what is a them problem, and categorize things in a suitable manner. In that way, you have more grip of your reality, and you also are able to maintain a healthier mental state because you internalize things more objectively and you don't take things personally. Word of advice: don't take things personally, ever. Okay? Alright, so let's see what else pops out. Yeah, discriminated against. Discriminated against. And I mentioned that with the first message that I pulled out. Some of you were discriminated against, probably because of your skin tone, probably because of your race, probably because of your social status, probably because of your attractiveness. I think people don't talk about attractiveness enough, and how sometimes you are discriminated against for that. Sometimes people see you, they find you look too cute or you look too handsome, and they just instantly categorize you as a player, or they categorize you as somebody that's not looking for a relationship, or they make large bizarre assumptions about your life without actually getting to know you. And you want to know the dark side? I'm gonna let you all in on some dark psychology here, right? So the dark psychological aspect of being discriminated against if you are more attractive is people trying to tear you down, people trying to downplay you, people trying to devalue you, people trying to make you feel bad about yourself, because they see that you have, when you're an attractive person, and when I say attractive, I don't just mean physically, I mean energetically as well. When people see that light you carry, it could be in your looks, your skin color, whatever, plus your aura or your energy. When people see that, especially low vibrational people who don't see themselves as worthy of attention, etc., they would try to diminish this part of who you are, your light. They would try to diminish that, and they would try by using some narcissistic techniques, for example, devaluing and discarding, using a smear campaign. A smear campaign is where you go whisper a bunch of untruths to other people in a group or outside a group, but it's more than one individual, with an attempt to destroy that person's reputation. That is what narcissists do. After they use you up, they go tell a bunch of lies on your name. Maybe you had that to deal with at a point in time. Maybe that was your story at a point in time. Whatever the case may be it, friendship or whatever, you were greatly discriminated against for maybe some superficial dumb reason. Okay, viewer? And if this is your story, then click like, comment if you want to. But I'm sure we would have all had to deal with some level of this in our lifetime. And this is just me reviewing with you guys a very human experience when it comes to this, because with the social experiment that I mentioned when I channeled this first message, it goes to show how shallow people could be, how surface level, and how narrow-minded they can be with their mindsets. So maybe, my viewer, you could trigger people who have very narrow mindsets. Maybe you're a very open-minded person and you're welcoming and you're loving. Obviously, if you come onto my channel, you are definitely extremely spiritual, because if you look at card readings, you would be in touch with that spiritual side of you. So maybe you, my viewer, you are very much connected to your spirituality, and I've noticed that people who have that neutral spiritual energy, a lot of other people project onto them because their energy is otherworldly. It's almost like foreign to low vibrational people, and people love to attack anything they don't really understand. I've also observed that about the society we live in. And if people just took the time more to understand others, we would be so, I wouldn't say at peace with each other, but we would be able to coexist more in a civil manner than, people who just jump the guns and discriminate for no mother loving reason. So let's see what else comes out. Attacked for brain and beauty. I'm glad you guys are seeing that I'm just channeling the messages before they come out, which is super cool. But yeah, that's what I said. You were probably discriminated against for your beauty and sometimes for your intelligence. Sometimes people can attack you for your intelligence and your knowledge. And I know that may sound foreign to a lot of you, but it is a fact of life and it is the reality for some people. Sometimes because of your potential, people would try to tear you down before you could even reach into your highest potential. I've observed that objectively. I've also observed that sometimes, you can experience a lot of verbal, I would say, sparring, verbal sparring when you have intelligence. Maybe you my viewer would have a lot of, what do you call that? It's called a devil's advocate. Yeah, when there are devil's advocates that come to you and they try to question your mindset, they try to challenge your views, they try to make you feel badly about your beliefs, they try to make you feel badly for how you journey through life. Yeah, and usually those are unevolved people. Those are people that have not reached the point of their spirituality where they can be neutral and objective. And I think as we journey through life, it's super important to just maintain that level of objectivity where we observe people, places, things, experiences, and not take that into our identity and not allow those things to define who we are or interfere with how we view self. Yeah? So let's dig a little deeper. You all know I like to dig deep. This one says, it ain't your problem but theirs. What did I say? Learn how to categorize what is happening around you into a you problem versus a them problem. If it's not your problem, don't make it your problem. Right? Because we all have problems. Everybody have problems on this planet Earth. Even the most highfalutin of all people, they have problems. Everybody have problems. Okay? It's just how we deal with those problems, how we process what we experience. That is what matters most, because ideally how we process our experiences would determine how far we reach in life, and that is a fact. Okay, so my viewer, a gentle reminder, some things you just need to leave alone because you know for a fact that it's not your problem. All right, let's go deeper. Heart of a soldier. So this message came out because I think, my viewer, you're a very strong person and you are a spiritual warrior. I think maybe you come from a bloodline of strong people. Maybe you have some very strong ancestors. And if you look at the heart of a soldier, when you look at soldiers and how dedicated they are to the army, right? This is just a random example. They don't have the freedom of giving up. They really don't. A soldier has to endure under some of the most harsh conditions you could possibly think about. That is how a soldier functions. They don't have time to throw pity parties. They don't have time to make the opinion of sheep a problem to them, because soldiers have a duty, and their duty is to fight a good fight. Okay, above all, their duty is to fight a good fight. And I'm going to take this within context. Don't ever forget that you have to fight for your own self. You have to fight for you. You have to fight for your beliefs. You have to fight for your freedom. You have to fight for all of the things that matter to you, my viewer. And if you have the heart of a soldier or anything close to it, you would know that the dedication that it takes to remain fearless in your pursuits is almost otherworldly. Okay, so keep up the good fight, my viewer. Keep fighting for the things that matter to you, because that is your right. You have a right to wake up every morning and fight for your dreams. You have a right to wake up every morning and work hard and just pursue all the things that you want to pursue. And nobody, and I repeat, nobody can get in the way of the things that is destined for you. Okay, what is written in the heavens, what is written in the skies, what the divine has in store for you, nobody can stop that for you, especially if you are a spiritual soldier. Okay, there is nothing that can stop what is to come for you. And maybe somebody needs to hear that right now. Maybe this is a positive message in season for somebody out there. Okay, the people that are meant to hear it would hear it, and you all would receive these messages very differently to people that just are not meant to hear it. Right? And that is the reality. Yeah, so let's move forward. What else? Oof, gosh, scapegoated. Wow. Okay, so this came out, and I'm gonna explain what being scapegoated means, right? So when you are a scapegoat in a situation, you are blamed literally for the faults of others. Even if people mess up, they would still find a way to blame you. And maybe, my viewer, you had instances in your life where, be it in a work setting, be it in a family setting, be it in a friendship group, whatever the case may be, maybe you had interactions with people that try to blame you for every single thing. Those careless people, those selfish people, those immature people that cannot take accountability for anything. Maybe you had to deal with people like that, and you have endured, and I would say you learned a lot about yourself in whatever situations you had in your life so far where you were blamed unfairly. I think you learned a lot about your endurance. You learned a lot about your faith. You learned a lot about your spiritual nature, and you learned a lot about your ability to stand up for yourself. Because I think for those of you that are looking on, you have the ability to stand up for yourself, or you did stand up for yourself in situations where you were dealt an unfair hand. Okay, so kudos to you if that's what you did, which I think you did. I'm happy and I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself. Okay, so let's move forward here. Light irritates low vibe people. Yeah, you carry a particular light about you, and a lot of you, and I repeat, a lot of you that come on here, you are my higher evolved people. You are definitely more progressive in your thinking than regular schmegular people. If you come onto my channel, I do believe that you are more high vibe. Yeah, and your light, my viewers, your light is exactly what irritates people. Let me tell you all something. I would make reference to unhappy people for this one. Unhappy people hate, and I repeat, unhappy people hate to see happy people. It's a fact. Yeah. You irritate people that are bitter. You irritate people that are angry for no mother loving reason. You irritate people who hold grudges, my viewer. But keep being you, okay? Keep being you and keep showing up with that same energy, that light energy, that loving energy, because life is short. Life is short. Life is too short to hold grudges. Life is too short to, just be hateful. And the thing is, I'm not saying that you should hold on to people that are clearly shit or shitty, but I am saying that if you do let go of people, ensure that you maintain those boundaries. because low vibrational people usually have low vibrational entities attached to them. And we don't talk about that enough. I'm probably going to make a video on that by itself, because I think it's super important to understand low vibe energy and low vibrational entities, because they work together. Believe me, if you get your vibration low enough, for example, if you stay in a state of guilt, shame, anger, fear, those are low vibrational energies. If you get your vibration low enough, you can have vibrational entities attach itself onto you. And worse yet, if you are a drug abuser in any way, this is just knowledge coming through, okay, guys? If you're a drug abuser in any way, that also lowers your vibration, and it can, yes, indeed, cause low vibrational entities to attach themselves onto your energetic system, okay? Because everything around us is energy. If you all want to get more info on that, go look at my reading on vibrational energies, my video on vibrational energies. I think I posted something with that where I spoke about everything being vibration, being vibration based. So in physics they teach that everything is made up of atoms, molecules, and all these particles vibrate at different frequencies. And it's no different for people. We are made up of water. Our body is like 95% water, so that means we also vibrate at different frequencies. And that's why it's important to take care of yourself, take care of your health, take care of your body, get enough exercise in, get enough rest in, so that you can stay in that light frequency and that light vibrational energy. Okay. Whew, boy, I'm preaching. Let's see. Smarter than your enemies. Yeah, you really trigger people who try to get you in a chokehold, or try to put you in a bend, or try to set you up, or try to lay traps for you. Low vibrational shit. That's that low vibrational shit. But you are smarter, my viewer. You are smarter than your enemies, in the sense that you know how to, I think, strategize, especially from a spiritual perspective, because for my evolved souls on here, you would understand the spiritual side of things, and you would know how to counteract those things. Be it you put up protection wards, or you put up protection prayers, or you wear protection prayers, or you wear protection markings on your skin. Okay? So whatever it may be, whatever you practice, it definitely outshines the plans of your enemies, which, by the way, enemies are usually people. And let me just give you all a definition of enemy, because oftentimes people hear words and they don't understand the full meaning of it. But an enemy is someone who continuously has a lot of hate or anger towards an individual or thing, right? And they continuously try to attack that individual or thing because they have so much hateful energy towards that, right, to their target. So now that we've defined enemies, let's move forward. Lastly, guilt tripped. Yeah, maybe you had other people try to guilt trip you when you realized that they were just not on your side, and you had to move on from these people. Maybe they tried to guilt trip you out of that, or try to make you feel a type of way for the decisions that you made that did not include them. But I just want to remind you, my viewer, that hey, listen, it's okay to make whatever decisions you want to make for your life, because it's your life. And anybody that tries to guilt trip you or make you feel badly for just choosing better or doing better for yourself, those are exactly the type of people you don't want in your life. Because people that truly care for you, people that truly want to see you win, people that truly support your happiness, they would instead encourage you to do better for yourself, and they would push you to become a better version of who you are. Yeah, they wouldn't spend time doing all this low vibrational shit, example, guilt tripping, or making you try to lower your standards, or whatever the case may be. That's how you know who is on your side. You just have to listen to people when they speak, and you also have to pay attention to their actions, because words and actions, it'll tell you all you need to know about somebody. It'll tell you all you need to know. Okay, so let me just pull some positive messages for you. Let's see what good karma is on its way to you. I feel guided to do that, so I'm gonna just pull some karma cards for you. Okay, let's see what good karma is on its way to you, my babies. Should I put this here, or should I leave it there? I don't know. What should I do? I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna just randomly select from here, okay? So let's see what good karma is on its way to you, my viewer, for having to deal and endure with all of this. Because, okay, let's just buy a bird feeder, fill and hang it. So you're probably going to be more connected to nature. If you don't spend enough time in nature, you're being urged to do that, because I'm getting that maybe animals would want to be around your energy, my viewer, and being around animals is actually very therapeutic. And in case you guys didn't know, there's psychological benefits to having animals close to you and interacting with them. In psychology, there's a type of therapy called animal assisted therapy, and it's actually very good to incorporate animals as part of your mental health regime, because they can help you to heal from trauma. Okay, touching animals, playing with them in the park, wherever, just being exposed to animals and their energy, it can do a lot for you and it can heal you. Okay, so some of you need to spend time in nature. There may be some furry friends that want to be close to you at this time. That's part of your good karma. You're gonna have more animals surround your energy. Okay, you may get access to a new job. You're gonna have a new job. You're gonna meet new people. It's a good karma. Okay, you're gonna have more positive people on your path sent to you to share positive messages with you and to influence you in a positive manner. Okay, what else? What good karma is coming in? Random people may do kind things for you. You may find that the person at the gas station just randomly gives you, I don't know, a pack of chips or something, as an example. But you all know what I'm trying to say, right? You may have random people do just random kind gestures, and those would usually be signs that the divine is sending people to help you and to bless you. When in line at a store, let the person behind you go in front of you. You may experience people, if you're standing in line, you may have somebody tell you, hey, go to the front of the line, go ahead and pay for your stuff before me. That's just an example. It's simple, but these small acts of kindness from other people would be signs from the universe that you do have good karma coming in for you. Okay, let's see what else is coming in for you. Compliment a stranger. You're gonna get more compliments from people. People are gonna compliment your work. If you have a YouTube channel, you're gonna get more comments. If you have a podcast, you're gonna have more people want to collaborate with you. If you have a social media platform, you're gonna have more followers. If you didn't have time to spend with your friends, you're gonna have time to spend with your friends, and your friends gonna compliment you more, or give you kind words, or share funny memes, or share funny videos. Those small things, these are the small things we take for granted, guys, and those are usually signs from the universe that you have karma on your side. You may have more people donating things to your channel. This says here, donate toys to a local holiday toy drive. You may have people donating stuff to you. It doesn't have to be toys, but it could just be like, just giving you something nice, something small. Yeah, so that's the good karma I see coming in for you. I just wanted to change up the reading this time. Okay, the first card that came out said CPR. I didn't really want to read that because it says learn CPR, you could save someone's life. I could interpret that as maybe you'll have a friend or a loved one or somebody coming in to save you or give you a new opportunity somewhere, or bless you with something. It doesn't have to mean that this person is going to come in to literally save your life, as in you might be suicidal or something. But I think this message is like for something more simple, like this person is going to, because CPR, when you think about CPR, is like mouth to mouth resuscitation, and the representation of CPR is where people actually bring you back to life. So maybe I'm going to take that as an indicator that you may have a friend or family member or just an acquaintance that is gonna just probably randomly call you, or randomly say something nice to you, or randomly just breathe life into your projects by motivating you or inspiring you or sharing kind words with you. Those things go a long way for people. Those things go a long way. Alright, yeah, so that's what I see for you, my viewer. I hope you guys enjoyed this general reading as much as I did. Love and light to all of you. Blessings, blessings, blessings. May blessings follow you all the days of your life. And may you continue to shine in whatever you do. Okay, my viewers? You all know I love you all like my children on here. I love you all very much, and I try my best to push a positive energy. You know, even if that means I have to spank you all sometimes on here and give you some tough love, I do that from time to time. Okay, it's all love though. Don't beat up. All right, bye.